Today we're joined by Neelam Heera to discuss Cysters, which she formed in 2016 to offer a support network to women suffering reproductive health issues. Neelam, can you just outline what the organisation is all about and why it was that you decided to take a leap and actually set it up in 2016?
So I was diagnosed with PCOS at 18. At 23, I was told I have endometriosis, and I was told to have a laparoscopy to determine whether I did have endometriosis. However, I opted not to because the procedure scared me and I didn't quite understand what it was, what I needed to do, and I didn't know anybody else that had that issue. And when I was told about endometriosis, I'd never heard of it before. So it really scared me that it was something that was happening to me, but I'd never heard of it. So I decided to start talking about these issues as a reproductive revolution, really. So we can actually start talking about the issues, find out about the issues, and actually start making informed choices about our health. One of the options that I had been told at the time, so around 23, that hysterectomies can actually get rid of endometriosis, which is absolutely not true. I do unfortunately know women that were so desperate because of the pain and thinking they could get rid of this issue, have had a hysterectomy. So really the organisation is to support women going through this transition. And it's not just fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS. It's actually anything to do with reproductive health across the board. It's quite a difficult subject to talk about. So we have our public facing groups where we provide knowledge and awareness, etc. But we also have a private support group of women that, you know, support each other on a daily basis, which isn't actually just limited to Birmingham. It's actually global now. We have women from Dubai, Massachusetts in the USA, Canada, France, Germany and Australia, which is massive for us that we're actually getting a reach of women across the globe, really. So that to me shows, with not very much awareness out there, how many women have come forward straight away. And I think we need to get behind it a bit more to actually support these women going through these issues.
And offering women a supportive network was obviously crucial for you in establishing
Yeah.
Cysters. But why do you believe it is that so many women across the country continue to suffer in silence when faced with reproductive health issues?
A lot of the time women aren't able to come forward and openly even say the word vagina. It's a word that still scares people. It's still a word that has a negative connotation around it, and anything to do with reproductive health actually has a really promiscuous element around it by certain members of the community, and the cultural stigma attached to it. And that's why women don't like coming forward. We have had women in the group that have been told by their GPs that due to their ethnicity, their pain threshold levels should be higher. And that stigma, that unconscious bias actually comes back to the days of slavery, etc. And this is why women don't want to come forward, and that's why they, you know, suffer in silence. We have women from, you know, the Asian community that are told they've done something wrong in a past life, or if they've got infertility issues, it's because they've been sexually promiscuous in a past life, which isn't the truth. And that's why women don't want to openly come forward and say that they've got these issues.
Yeah, and I mean, what kind of support network and education does the organisation offer for those who actually do reach out?
So we've got an online support group. Everything's digitally because we've got such a reach across the globe, so everything's digital in that respect. We do a bi-monthly support group in the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham. That's actually going to be now spread across the UK. We're going to be training up Cysters champions to take ownership of their own health, be informed about their own health and support other people in their areas. And that's where we're looking to grow in this year.
Yeah, and you just touched on the Asian aspect then, but I was going to ask you, I mean, being Asian yourself, do you believe that the issue is perhaps overlooked to a greater extent in Asian communities?
Massively,
is that fair to say?
Massively. So at the moment, the conversation's been around period poverty and periods, and that's been the fashionable thing to talk about at the moment. However, reproductive health is still at the forefront. It's still the leading cause of these issues, and yet we're still not talking about the actual medical implications, that, you know, how that medical implication actually affects the family home as well, due to the cultural things about it. So it really is something that we need to get behind and start talking about more often.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly the group has grown substantially since launching, but I mean, looking ahead, Where do you see it going in the next decade? And I mean, what are some of your main goals that you'd like to accomplish?
Well, I want to actually support more women globally now. I want to do more workshops around informing people and giving them that ownership of their own health. We talk about empowering women, but Sisters aren't about empowering women. We want to inform women to make informed choices on their health, because ultimately they will be going to the GP or taking natural remedies, but they will only be doing so based on their choices, which will be based on their education and awareness around the subject. So with the right education, the right tools behind them, they can make the right choice based on their lifestyle, and that's what we want to do.
Thanks for that, Neelam. That's been very, very informative, and we wish you the best of luck with the organisation. And thank you everyone for watching.